You mentioned SpaceX. What are some of the things that they're doing that is like super just crazy and you're 100% behind? Like
a lot of stuff that they're doing. I mean, the way that they raised money in the first place is that every single one of Elon Musk companies is there to like supposed to save the world in some way.
What is SpaceX? What kind of company is that?
It's a space co. They're a space company. They're working on technology to get humans to be able to go in outer space.
What if this world is going to end, right? And they're basically offering you, here's this ticket to another planet where you can just build a whole nother life. You wouldn't do that?
With the guarantee that this rocket may blow the hell up? No.
Well, that's the thing.
Well, it's not
going to blow up now. That's the thing. That's what they've been working on, because exactly what you said, Elon was like, that's stupid.
Who gonna be the first one to try it?
The satellite at the company I was working on, and other satellites they've made are in space right now. Right? Mm-hmm. And they got shot up there by Elon's stuff.
This much talk about Elon is like, what? Does he own space a little bit? Like, we've been talking him a lot on this episode. Like, I just thought he was a Twitter man.
He basically owns space right now.
Yeah. Check me. We live in our phones, but what if we can make them? Got every app in the world, where's the participation? Looking for representation. Don't overlook the pavement, Silicon Valley was patient. So join the movement, we ain't got too much time to be wasted. I said it's deeper than cold. Vibe with me, yeah, it's deeper than cold.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Deeper Than Code. I am Shelby.
And I'm Chrissy.
And this is
Big Papa Code.
And today we are talking space race, colonize or die trying, space travel and space innovations. Let's get into that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to talk about in back here. We probably can't even barely scratch the surface in like the time that we have. But overall, we're making advancements to be able to, take humans further into space, and also potentially take the opportunity to, colonize other parts of the universe.
Yeah, we're actually going to be here a while because I have so many questions. First things first, I wrote this one down. This was before we even got to question one. Do you have to schedule or make an appointment to go to space? Like, how does that work? Like, how do we get, how do I want to go?
Good question.
Like, how do I get there? Like, if I decide today, I want to go check out what's going on Saturn. They say Mars is like Earth. I'm trying to see what that'd be like. How do I get there?
Well, you can't get there today.
Okay.
But soon, once you can, you'd have to probably schedule something. Just like you have to schedule the fly to Paris, you got to schedule the fly to Mars.
Do you think it's going to be like Delta? Like you can book a ticket?
Yeah.
If the technology gets there. So if Elon Musk has his way, yes.
I mean,
of course, Twitter does.
He's Elon
Mr.
Musk.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Probably. We're probably going to be able to do like that.
So we talked about how something great is going to happen in 2032. At what year do you think we'll be able to purchase a ticket through NASA to go to Mars?
I don't know the answer to that, but here's what I can give you some context, right? Uh-huh. When I worked at this space company and I was a tech lead for ground software at the company, pretty much the only way you can get to space is if you can get something in space is if you ask Elon to do it for you. Pretty much, because he's pretty much got a monopoly on it because nobody else is making moves like how he is. So when we wanted to launch our satellite, into GEO, we needed to go through SpaceX in order to do so. And so we had to figure out when their next launch was going to be. We had to pay, we had to do this, we had to do that. And we had to schedule it. And then we, put it on one of their rockets and shot it up there, put it there. And then we, got to do what we had to do from there.
So how do we not know whether or not Elon Musk has been up there doing some stuff? Like, how do we know he hasn't already built the house?
How do we know he hasn't built a house? Well, in order for you to launch a satellite and stuff like that, there's a bunch of regulation and stuff you have to go through.
Okay.
Right. And then you have low Earth orbit and you have geosynchronous orbit and all the stuff like that. If you want to, for example, Starlink, they have a constellation of satellites in low Earth orbit. And then there's a bunch of satellites, that are further up or whatever the case may be. So, and then basically in order for you to get a spot at any given location, you have to the same way how you have to reserve a radio station and say that's my airwave. You got to do the same thing and say that's the position where I'm putting my satellite at, and you got to stay in your spot, in order to do that. So it's just there's stuff that has to be done. So yeah, people would kind of know what he was doing, probably.
That's crazy. If at this timestamp right now where we're watching, if you like feel how I feel, just drop something at that timestamp right there so I can know that I'm not the only one feeling like this. Moving on.
A little Saturn emoji.
Yeah, please let us know.
Saturn emoji.
Please let us know.
Well, you mentioned SpaceX. What are some of the things that they're doing that's like super just crazy and you're 100% behind? Like
100% behind. I mean, a lot of stuff that they're doing. I mean, the way that they raised money in the first place is that every single one of Elon Musk companies, right, except for X, the way he kind of is trying to rebrand it, is there to like supposed to save the world in some way. Like Tesla's there because like, you know, we can't keep burning fossil fuels, right? We got to figure out how to do this sustainably. And so boom, Tesla, right? SpaceX, well, we're running out of space. We're running out of space here. And we had better technology to get to the moon in freaking the 60s. And
allegedly.
Right?
Allegedly, okay.
You know, and as we're talking about it, like Chrissy asked, but what is SpaceX and what is Blue Origin? Like, what kind of company is that? Like, and how does it relate to space anyway?
It's a space company. They're space companies. They're working on technology to get humans to be able to go in outer space. And like the big thing that SpaceX does better than NASA and whatever is that normally when you like use a rocket to like get into space, you can't reuse it. Like it like blows up and you know, it's unusable after that. But they've been working on technology to make it so that you can use a thing more than once, which makes it, you know, potentially affordable, you know, to be able to use, because you kind of think about it's kind of like, man, we were just wasting money like that before.
Yeah, we're putting billions of dollars into this thing that's just going to explode right in front of us too.
I'm over here like, do I make an appointment? I don't want to get on anything that's liable to blow up, or somebody has to like build a new one to send the next group of people.
The submarine?
I don't want to do that. Like I make the one I make it up on, they blow up.
But what if this world is going to end? Right? And they're basically offering you, here's this ticket to another planet where you can just build a whole nother life. You wouldn't do that?
With the guarantee that this rocket may blow the hell up? No.
Well, that's the thing.
It's not
going to blow up now. That's the thing. That's what they've been working on, because exactly what you said, Elon was like, that's stupid.
Who's going to be the first one to try it?
Who's going to be the first one to try it?
Who's going to get on and try it?
Well, I mean, there's already...
Out of us?
Not me. I'm just saying, like...
There's already things that they're doing right now, like tests that they're doing, et cetera, to get things to that point. But they're already sending stuff. Like, for example, the satellite at the company I was working on and other satellites they've made are in space right now. Right? And they got shot up there by Elon's stuff. So there you go.
That's deep stuff right there. That's deep stuff. What else did I have?
But I mean, that's Elon's whole entire like MO is like everything that I try to build is there to try to save the world in some way. And that's why the people that love him so much. No matter what other stuff goes on. Do I love Elon? No.
Do you like him?
Do I like Elon? Here's the thing. The way I look at people is I don't need to like everything about you. I don't need to like everything about you to like you. And some people, whenever they look at like a public figure, they don't give them the same type of things that they give like a person next to them. Like,
right.
I'm pretty sure you've known me for a little while now. You're probably like, there's a couple things about Arthur that I'm just like, I don't really like that. That doesn't mean you hate me. It just means that there's a couple things like,
I haven't thought about that though.
But you know what I mean? But then like, when it's like a famous person, it's like, they don't like this one thing I don't like, so F them. Right? So.
Well, yeah.
He's doing too many things that I like. And here's so many things that he says out loud that I'm like, shut up, don't say that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like a thing, but also it's like, I know so much about you beforehand that I like already that I'm giving you more benefits of the doubt, but every time you open your mouth, you keep making it harder for me to feel that way.
Yeah.
And so I kind of want you to I need you to level this out somewhere. And then he normally comes through. Yeah. He comes through. He'll be on Lex Friedman podcast, like some great stuff. I'm like, good. Yes.
Yeah, this is why I like you.
Do that
Stay
again,
right
like
there.
5 more times, and I'm pretend like you didn't say that other stuff that you just said.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's a little hard out here, like in Elon, since he bought X. He should have just not done that. He did the Trump thing. That's what he did when he did that.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so there's like this story, right? In what's the name of the guy? I can't remember. His name is. He was a Roman, like a Roman fighter or whatever, a Roman soldier. That was like well known. He was a general, all the stuff like that. And everybody loved him, right? And then he said, you know what I should do? Everybody loves me. I'm gonna go into politics. And then he went to politics right after, right? And then he said some stuff that the people didn't like. And so they was like, oh, you can't be a politician. Go back out there to, go defend us or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he was mad and then said that, oh, I'm going to get revenge on you guys after that. And then made political enemies and all this type of stuff like that. And at the end of the day, eventually he ended up getting banished from the country. They probably gave him some trumped up charges or whatever the case may be. But yeah, he got banished from Rome after that. After
so much history.
Yeah,
Does his head ever hurt?
Because I'm over here like, what class were you in when you learned that story?
Nah, I read it in a book.
See?
Reading.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, you know what his name was? I can't remember. I but you know what I'm talking about, the story I'm talking about.
Listen, Zach loves us here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Trump did the same crap, though. That's what Trump, people loved him. People like, yeah, apprentice, blah, 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 blah. like he couldn't do no wrong. And they was like, you know what?
I'm going to go to...
But they started being like, black president, I don't know about that birth certificate. And then it's been all downhill since then. Like, all he had to do was shut up.
Yeah, no, Trump don't know how to... Listen, the way that they say he acted at the debate, we're doomed.
No, you didn't see it?
No,
no, it wasn't even that bad. It was really bad for Biden, but I don't even want to get into that right now.
Okay, so how space exploration changed? And could it solve problems with overpopulation here on Earth?
It definitely can. I mean, like we were talking about another episode, we were talking about Star Trek, etc. Right? But the number one thing, you ever heard of One Planet Living? You heard of that before? One Planet Living?
I think so.
Well, that was a thing that was in the 2000s where they made a point that we need to try to make each individual person only use up the amount of resources that would make it so that all 7 billion people could survive on those amount of resources. You got a face on that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, but I mean, exactly.
But what if that's the only way to prolong this Earth?
That's the only way to prolong the Earth if there's no technologies in place to make things better. Like, for example, water, right? We live on a planet surrounded by water, but only 2% of it's drinkable, right? Because we can't drink. We can't.
Very ghetto.
We can't. We can't. We can't. Yeah, we can't drink.
Shout out to Flint.
Yeah. Well, that's not the type of water I was thinking about. I'm talking about the oceans. But yeah, the Flint water's not drinkable either. But
still, to this day, 2024.
Yeah. Biden's on it wrong. He's focused on the wrong damn thing any damn way.
Right, trying to ban TikTok. All right, anyway. Moving on.
Okay, so do you think it'll help the population here on Earth, though? Let's get back into that.
Yeah,
we can live there.
Yeah,
we can live out of space.
Yeah,
there's no place like Saturn.
There's not enough. There's not a place like Saturn. Who knows? Saturn's probably too cold for us to live on, or some crap like that. I don't know what the temperatures are on Saturn. It's far away.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's further away from the sun. So.
Could I live on the rings of Saturn?
I don't.
Probably so.
Can you stand? You think we can stand on the rings of Saturn?
No, I don't think you can.
Why?
I don't think you can.
Why do you think that?
What do you think the rings of Saturn are made out of?
I'm pretty sure they're not solid. I don't know.
feel like they're solid.
I got so many questions.
Siri, what are the rings of Saturn made out of? I don't know. Siri.
I'm looking at your phone please answer.
It's not light. It's real.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh,
anyway,
man. But to actually answer your question, with that One Planet Living thing, if we don't use exponential technologies to make things different, for example, we were talking about water, if we don't make it so that we can actually get access to the rest of the water in the world so we can actually drink it, or we don't increase our ability to be able to get enough energy, et cetera, if we don't make those changes, we can't support everybody on Earth. So if we think about, for example, electricity. Mm-hmm. Right. There's enough solar energy that comes in from the sun every single day to power all of America for a whole entire year. I think that's the numbers that they came up with. There's enough that hits the Sahara Desert on a daily basis that could power America for a whole entire year. That's one day. Right. So there's energy that's hitting us in every single location, but we're not investing fast enough in using that energy to actually solve our problems. That's the number one thing is it's energy. You also got water that like we mentioned a while ago. We also have food that we have to think about for genetic engineering and trying to make the crops more, produce more, so there's more food, and and talking about synthesizing food in labs and these different things like that. That's all to make sure that we can feed everybody. But then also we have space problems, right? In a sense of like that we need enough space. So you need to get people to stop living in mansions and having 3 acres of land, which people probably don't want to do. So as a result of doing that, as a result of that being an issue, we need to find other places where we can put people at, right? And if we're able to figure out how, one, we can travel quickly to other planets or even to the moon, perhaps, like the moon and Mars is probably the number one things that people are thinking about. It's where Elon's kind of got his eyes on.
I literally was going to ask you that. Those would be the top 2.
Yeah, like the moon and Mars, and perhaps we can terraform them and live on them, and actually make it so that they make them inhabitable. Just the same way that you can live on the International Space Station, and if you do more stuff. You ever seen the 100? You ever seen that?
Yes, on Netflix.
Yeah. You seen how they can live in space or whatever? Yeah. Well, if they had more time, maybe they could have figured out how to, go a little bit further and live in another location. Or maybe we can find some other planet that's inhabitable in some other part of the, Milky Way galaxy or further beyond, and we have some way to quickly travel between them. But I've been talking for a minute, but
no, I'm gonna be up. I'm literally saying like I'm gonna be up all night, like just figuring out like how this could really happen.
It can happen because at the end of the day, we make things now that are uninhabitable habitable now. Yeah. So can we make it so that we can, even if they're just like we're deploying multiple international space stations where people can live on and stay on, and people just live there and they don't come back down here. If we can do that, then we can, afford to have more people. Another thing is that what people have noticed is that because some people just want to do crazy stuff like forced sterilization and all type of weird stuff like that, which all would be bad. But one thing that people are trying to do, are thinking about now, is that they notice that every single time they bring more wealth and more opportunity to different countries, they stop having as many kids. And that's because when people for some reason, people like their life a lot. They don't want to have as many children.
For some reason, yeah.
So those little nuggets are expensive, man.
Yeah, but there's places where like the average family has like 6, 7, 8 kids. That's because a lot of those places, like people are looking at it like, oh yeah, well, what if one of my kids dies or blah, 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 because there's like high child and infant mortality rates and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. So you fix a lot of those problems, and then population growth slows when people are more wealthy. So
it's crazy. The world that we live in, man. Like, there's so much science behind this crazy stuff.
And they really looked at it as like, you just make women more wealthy and you have less kids. You make less people.
The women, like, more wealthy, it sounds pretty great.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Look at us. Look at us. So is commercial space travel going to be real for us, like regular people?
Yeah. I mean...
we hadn't talked about that already, like getting on rockets.
If Elon has his way, yeah.
Not a Delta flight. Airplanes can't go up there.
I'm just saying, like they're going to just put an extra little jet on there. I don't know.
I can see
what'll be the hurdles for us, like doing it though?
It's expensive, right? Or no?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Well, of course, it's expensive.
Yeah, and they're going to have to find ways to make it less expensive. So the more and more investment that goes into SpaceX, which SpaceX and the company I worked at are the only 2 space companies that like had an up round, if you like VC, Series A, Series B, Series C. And like an up round is like when you take another set of money in, that the valuation's higher the second time. And only 2 of those 2 companies out of all the ones trying to do something had an up round since like COVID, basically. And so like there's not very many companies that are like doing well financially that are trying to do this. So there needs to be more energy put into it, because literally if they're successful, they can save us. And that's the idea.
Will our phones work out there? Like, can I post my cute Instagram picture when I finally make it to the moon?
If they figure out how to do so, yes.
They'll for sure have Wi-Fi.
So we gotta put our phones on like do not disturb when we're like on an airplane. When I do not disturb, airplane mode. So it's like when I get up there, I can, hear.
Like, yeah, and then do the thing that everybody does.
Why did you say that? Let's go back to that.
I do this for everyone. I'm excited. I'm like, yes.
He was like, why do women do that with the L's?
Yeah, I see. You know what? I just keep seeing every time I open up my feed.
It's the
swipe. I see L's.
It's not L's. It's with my twins.
Yeah, what's up, G-Way? In the cut with my
Wait, where'd that come from? That's what I was asking.
Oh yeah, what's up, G-Way? In the cut with my twin. We be vibing.
Well, you finally answered. Somebody answered my question, because everybody kept responding to my story with stuff like, it's just funny. And nobody's answering the question.
It's a TikTok
I
trend.
answered it. It was a trend.
No, on his Instagram, they didn't answer it.
Well, wait,
I answered
did you
it
answer?
on
I
there,
didn't see yours.
see?
I think by then I had already gave up. You probably sent it to me late. After I seen like 30 non-answers, I just kind of was
so
like, all right,
funny.
It's so funny. It's just for fun. No, yeah.
You know, that shit was a TikTok trend.
Okay. Because I mean, every one, but yes, you could be able to do that.
You'll be able to do that in space.
I could do
is it a V? Is it a V?
It's just a
Is it a
thing.
V
I
for
don't
vibe?
know.
So we do like this, like, what's a G-Way in the cup with my twin? We be vibing.
Yeah, that thing.
Classy chick,
Yeah.
but you know, I
Be outside with it. If I could do it with my other arm, it would be different.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I didn't mean to laugh that hard.
It's fine.
No, we gonna say like your comebacks of like I didn't mean to laugh that hard. Like no offense or anything. You're just so good at that. Like no offense. You didn't mean any offense by it. I love that.
None taken.
None taken. So perfect. So how realistic is it for us to live on other planets?
I don't know. You know what? I drank a little bit too much Elon Kool-Aid, and I believe it's very possible.
Okay.
I didn't know where that question was going. I'm like, what?
Like you don't drink.
I don't. Not often. And when I do, I drink my little Coke and Hennessy. That's my thing.
Period. So like looking at the notes, you did say like, well, I also too mentioned it that Mars is the most like Earth. So that will kind of be like one of the first planets that we could possibly live on.
And Mars
I
does
don't know
not
if it's
seem like Earth.
I don't think it's like Earth. It's just close. It's just right there.
But it says that it has like water ice, like where we could create water from the ice on Mars. Like this is the stuff that I read.
I've heard that too, but I'd rather us just bring our own water or make some. Like I'm not drinking no Martian water. That's where I draw the line.
What if that's the key to make you live there? Like
we gonna take
if you find out that that's the hidden ingredient in the Methuselah,
Yeah, I was gonna take them pills that we was talking about, the Methuselah joints. Like we're here, we're gonna be here a long time. And you also too mentioned in that segment that I read something about ISRU. What is that?
Let's talk about that another time.
You got it written, man.
Let's talk about it another time. We got other episodes.
Freaking screaming. So how does space exploration help us on Earth? And what happens if we don't? First of all, no, this is my first question. How do we accumulate space junk? What is space junk?
You know what? That's a good one. I kind of almost want to talk about that another time, but that's a good one.
Yeah, like how do we accumulate? Where does space junk come from?
So here's an interesting thing, and I only learned about this like when I I don't know, a few years ago. But at the end of the day, think about when you have a satellite. The satellite doesn't work for forever.
Okay.
Nobody goes back up there to go get it though.
Yeah,
that's it.
It just floats.
It just floats
forever.
So it goes down.
And you know what I keep thinking about? Okay, it floats and somehow it breaks out of our atmosphere and just keeps going. What's to stop it from eventually hitting like some alien, places like, thing, and they see sitting on it made by Elon Musk. They're like, Elon Musk is now our enemy. We must go back there and do something.
Yeah,
about
they
it.
probably think he's Thanos.
Yeah, because I mean, who knows how fast it's going to go into their atmosphere? Who knows if it doesn't accidentally knock into like freaking...
It could kill their president.
Yeah, kill their president. We don't know what the heck is happening.
I do not think far enough for these people.
But that's all ridiculous. That's something that should be like
that ridiculous.
That should be in a comic book or something. But at the end of the day, yeah, we just kind of just leave it. And just like...
That's right. So like satellites, that's how we get like cell phone service, right? Was satellites?
Yep, cell phone service.
So like you remember Singular back in the day? So that satellite is just up there floating. The Singular satellite.
I think they put AT&T over it, yeah.
AT&T bought it, but I mean like, we use satellites for a lot of different things like GPS, right?
Google Earth.
Yeah, Google Earth, all the stuff like that. So, yeah, but I mean, once the satellites will last like you might have a satellite that has like a 7-year lifespan, a 20-year lifespan, or whatever year lifespan, or whatever the case may be. And then once like can't use it anymore, we just leave them up there.
Why don't we make them explode?
Or how could we get rid of it?
You want things to just randomly explode and
like once it's done, right?
Like,
but what
right above us?
It should fly away and then.
I'm saying when we do that, then where's the debris gonna go?
Oh yeah, it just has to come down. I mean, just know that it's coming today.
Just know it's coming.
It's going to be a satellite shower today, guys.
Yeah,
like,
everyone
put
stay
your
inside.
helmets on.
Make sure you go into your bunkers. Like, no.
Damn.
Thinking far again.
Eventually, we got to go pick those things up. Like,
Yeah, so who gets to go? Like, who else to do that? Like, who's on the cleanup crew in space?
There is no cleanup crew. Right now, we just leave them up there. But
Is Elon working on that?
I don't know. Probably not. Because, I mean, where's the money in that? So I don't know.
I mean, this much talk about Elon is like, what does he own space a little bit? Like, we've been talking about him a lot on this episode. Like, I just thought he was a Twitter
owns
man.
space right now. Just a Twitter man. That's the worst thing he's ever done with his life was buy Twitter.
Why?
Because why did he do that?
I mean,
he
He wanted to protect free speech and blah, 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 blah. But honestly...
But I mean, speech ain't even free. It's some stuff we can't even say no more, like, because the world is so sensitive. So it's like, how was he protecting
that was the whole entire point of why he bought it.
Oh, that was nice. Shout out to Elon. You like him for that. I don't even got Twitter. I'm just here for it. You know?
Don't tell, you may not want to say shout out to Elon so like openly like that. Do some research first.
Shout out to Twitter when Twitter was lit. Chrissy still sends me nice little Twitter things though. And I laugh.
You still on there?
Yeah.
I'd be on there. I don't use it though. I don't actively like create content for it or anything like that. But I buy.
Yeah.
My page is private.
I just only can read and watch.
Yeah.
Read and watch is my only thing that I can do.
Because if I ever get famous, don't look at my Twitter. I'll get canceled.
I don't think if anybody looked at any of my social media since like the beginning of history, because I've been on social media since the day I could use the internet, basically.
When was that? Rooms. Many, many moons ago.
Yeah. Like to like 2001.
You had like Black Planet and stuff like that.
I had Black Planet. Yeah, that was my joint, Black Planet.
You've always handled yourself.
I was way smoother on Black Planet than I was in real life too. Like, cause you know, it's a lot easier to talk to girls or whatever on Black Planet, and she's like, boom, 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 whatever.
You was like talking your shit on there.
Yeah, I was.
What's up? You had game.
I had game on Black Planet. In real life, I don't know. It's debatable. My wife says I have game.
I mean, you're married.
Yeah.
You have 4 kids.
That means I won the game, right? That's how
you won the game.
I won the game, right?
Heck yeah! I'm like,
let me show you a picture of my wife. I show you what she looked like. She bad too.
I think she's on your screensaver, right?
Yeah, she is. That's my wife on it.
Period.
Wow.
Oh yeah, man.
Period. Yeah, you won.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no need to play.
Come on. So all that practice on Black Planet.
Yeah.
Look at you. You scored it. You freaking scored it. We love that. We absolutely love it.
Well, I think that concludes it, though, guys. Episode 5, space.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have any more questions about space like I do, remember, don't forget like the timestamp joint. Just drop it. If you're feeling like Shelby, again, that is my name.
And if you feel like...
Don't let me be alone out here in these streets. But
if you like, you can go to Saturn instead of moon, like the moon or Mars. Drop Saturn down there.
Yeah,
no scissor.
Gotta do some research on if like... Yeah. I know Jupiter we can't do because we can't even step on Jupiter, right? Like, so like can't be Jupiter. Saturn we might be able to do. Like, I think like Jupiter is something about like the way like it's set up. Like you would like fall through the ground or something stupid like that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Boys were from Jupiter because they were getting more stupider. Yeah.
Boys from Jupiter they get more stupid. I remember that too.
Yeah.
I didn't like that though.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it's fine. But look at you, you're so smart.
Yeah,
so smart.
So you didn't go to Jupiter.
Look at you here on Earth. Well, thank you guys. Come back. Make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. And we are here every Sunday at 9 p.m. Later. I'm the one that you should call when you learn to code. Success follow me around if you didn't know. From the bottom, so the top, the only way to go. Yeah, and they call me Mr. CTO. I'm the one that you should call when you learn to code. Success follow me around if you didn't know. From the bottom, so the top, the only way to go. Got in this game from a humble beginning, but now we winning.